Hey, good evening, everybody. Justin Sparks. It is still January 12th. It's 11:33 p.m. here in central Indiana. I want to take a quick moment to talk about what we've got coming up. We're under a freezing rain advisory. It's going to come up starting tomorrow at 7 p.m. and last through Monday morning. So here's the website, InsideThePolygon.com. Most of you come across us through Facebook, but we do have a valid website. Kind of talks about a little bit what we do. And we update a lot of our weather information. If you come up here to services and current forecast loops, we have the opportunity to talk about what's going on currently with the weather. So from right now, let's take a look at active watches, warnings, and kind of the regional radar. So the storms or showers that we had earlier right now are continuing to push off. They're pushing off down here out to the east along this cold front. If you look back here to the west right now, the areas in purple are ice storm warnings. So, ice storm warnings there, and then winter storm warnings surrounding right there. So that's the current forecast. There's been some discussion as to what these will look like as they come back out to the east as we move forward with time. Earlier today, there were a few counties, Indianapolis southward, that were under winter weather advisory. This evening, that has changed, and that's what we're talking about right now. The freezing rain advisory from basically White County all the way down to Vincennes towards the Evansville area. Everything outlined right here in purple is that freezing rain advisory, like I said, 7 p.m. tomorrow through 1 p.m. on Sunday. So let's talk a little bit about the models of what we think is going to happen. We use a comparison of all models as in addition to observations, atmospheric observations, to kind of figure out what's going on. Models aren't the answer, and if you follow the models, if you live by the models, you're going to die by the models, as we call. This is the GFS model looking at precipitation depiction from the last run, the 00Z run. And as we start moving forward through time, this is going to be Friday midday. We start to see this area of precipitation to our south. It's going to rise upward. And by basically late Friday night, we're going to see this pattern of ice it's going to pass through. One of the things to discuss right now is even though the precipitation depiction as it's falling right now is showing green or rain in a lot of areas, the ground and atmosphere, or the ground and the surface is fairly cold. So the opportunity that anything that falls in rain could actually end up being quickly frozen or a flash freeze is definitely a possibility, and that's something we have to keep ahead of or aware of as we move forward in time and as precipitation starts to fall. So around late Friday night into early Saturday morning, we're going to see this basically this pretty defined line of precipitation. Right now, if you look, that's Howard, Tipton, Hamilton, Marion County, so right along that area. And basically the precipitation stays relatively flat there as we move through the day up through into Saturday. You see a big break as we come through, and then as we move up through Monday, we'll see this actually the larger area disturbance passing by with a more opportunities for additional precipitation. So just kind of as a cross-check with another look that we have, this is the North American model, the 0Z from Friday. And let's take a look right now. This is the precipitation that is currently occurring with that frontal passage as we discussed. And as we move forward in time right now, this is the NAM. GFS covers a large period of time. The NAM is a 0 to 84 hours, so that's kind of a mid-range type model. And so the narrower we get inside the data there, the more accurate we think it's going to be. So right now, it's very similar. However, if we look at this and compare to GFS, we see that the precipitation band or the precipitation area is a little bit further north, and you see that here we got greens and reds and even areas of snow as we go into just that transition into Saturday morning, and then basically we end up with this mixed pattern across the day. So if you look at that when we compare GFS to NAM, you see that basically everything agrees that there's going to be precipitation. If you look at that and see between the two models over the same time period of information gathered at the same time, the way that things look at it different, it came up with two different solutions. One keeping things kind of isolated, basically to central and southern Indiana, with one keeping things up above basically through all of Indiana. Wise move as based on that by the National Weather Service in Indianapolis, putting out this ice freezing rain advisory across a wider area than basically that covers both models. That's a good consensus and a good thought process. We'll have to see as the storm develops when we come back here and talk about everything that's going on back here across this. We'll have to see as it develops and as the track starts to take. I'm sure there's going to be some adjustments to watches and warnings. For now, Plan on a day similar to tomorrow that was similar to today until nightfall. If you have to travel after nightfall, I'd encourage you to take a little bit extra time traveling and understand that any precipitation that falls tomorrow evening will have the opportunity to freeze on bridges, overpasses, and roadways fairly quickly. It's much better to get there a little bit late than to not get there at all, and that's not something we're looking forward to. If you get a chance to check us out on Inside the Polygon, if you get to this video, most likely you came to it from here, but I want to show it to you anyways. I'd like to thank everybody for all of your support through 2016, and we look forward to a positive 2017. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking us out, and have a great day.